Ezreal and Talia that can kind of hold their own. Feels really nice. I love when my AD carry and an AD carry like Legolas. Dragon is going to be the trade, but for now at 1500, it's not secured. Whiting's walking in, need to look for the turn. Vega's there in front, looking for the fight. It's first blood going over to KC Blue. It's turned into an absolute slugfest as the seismic shot from Chocolate burns the rest of his mana. Dragon now sitting there, unleashed, unsmited, until Vega gets in as well. Trouble's telling me, look out, because here comes the structure. Lining the back end. They won't be able to get out as White in, dives in under turret, but there's no follow-up damage yet. White is alone. And the teleport from Slowku, yes, but...
We're getting 1v1s?
We are.
Okay. Oh, just gotta be careful.
No, it's a 1v2. Yukino just wants a piece of the action. Slowku's trying to bait. Look at him. He's like, come on, then. You know, feels like I'm wearing nothing at all.
No mana.
Yukino just walking into the front.
Oh!
Slowku, what are you doing? The step up was bad. Check. He just got... He got his phase rush. The flush needs to be burned, but Slowku, that was just atrocious.
Chocolate got everything, because through killing Slowku right there, he gains mana to create distance between him and the Pantheon, which means not only does he get the kill to Slowku, he burns the flash into Yukino, and now Legolas.
That we used, by the way, so Legolas flashed on Hail of Arrows, trying to be predicted. Q! But he's on the right. There's the flash. Wukong ulti as well. 3XA may have bitten off way too much for the commitment, and Piero, while it is a good sidestep and a flash headbutt to get out, nicely done. It is still a kill in return. It's getting sloppy in this game one.
Piero and 3XA are really trying to make plays onto Legolas, but again, we mentioned how slippery the Ezreal is. This time around, he did have both of his summoners, and that's the only reason he gets out unscathed, right? But overall, Barcelona have been winning on most fronts around the map, and right now they're starting the second dragon of the game as well.
Danger is here, though, with an equalizer, but again, Yukino's a little bit far off. Without ulti, he couldn't join in. Barça is still going to have double dragon. They're still getting the down though, and now that Yukino's committed, Legolas looking to punish the Weaver's Wall down as well. Seismic shove, well avoided, but it's a flash. It's a solar flare. It's a stunned up Pantheon. KC Blue trying to turn it as Yukino took a long time to die, but Barça still have the numbers advantage as 3XA will burn the cleanse after getting shielded, but a seismic shove back takes care of him.
Right there you go. He did have the lead. Hold Whiten?
Whiten just appeared in AoE. Hex flashed over the wall. He'll be Shockwave. Slowku wants to get to this top lane turret in safety, but Chocolate zone controls. You're going to now ulting in, but already Whiten's picked up the kill. Chocolate jumped down by the man, the mission, the legend, the Pantheon, the Archerom in game, but Yukino looking for a spear. We'll find it. This Pantheon again now looking to run. It's in, it's out, it's in, it's out. That's what we're doing with a Cyclone. We're all about another Cyclone about to hit, and Yukino jumping, just trying to find another kill, but Vega picks up yet another 3 kills.
Barcelona yet again. And I just want to add, Galio has not said a single word this game.
No, the top lane is, I think, was said they're neutral. And look, it's happening top again. They've just found another pick. Slowku caught in the alcove. And because him and Chocolate, they love to brawl. It's so funny, this game. But like, I noticed the first because I see Rumble without I see a Pantheon. I see it being used into action. White in was looking for another play fishing, but now caught out in the pixel brush down in bot. He'll be stunned up. Solar Flare to buy himself time, but a great shove back from Slowku thanks to his Shockwave. Will help the kill go over to Yukino right before Dragon. Finally, breathing room for KC Blue.
That's a great start. Whiten was holding the exhaust as well, so if Rumble chooses to TP in, he'll be more free to deal the damage as well. And right here, KCB really needed that pick. They need to stop the stacking from Barcelona. Vega is looking. Legolas and Chocolate are also around, and Galio, for the time being, was kind of hovering into towards that river, but they're going to choose chunk down that tower, take that mid lane tier 1. Not the worst of trades, right?
Yeah.
Especially with how immobile Varus and Orianna and Rumble are. Who's going to walk up that mid lane to push out that wave?
They can also set up for the potential dive top. Remember, again, mobility. Even if Chocolate doesn't have his wall available, they're walking as a unit.
Looking.
They're just going to say, yeah, we're doing it. The Herald now plonked down. Vega taking a camp on the way. A Galio dive under a turret solo as the Equalizer also lay it down. Chocolate does a drive-by, takes a bit of turret damage, does some damage on the way out as well. The Herald will get the charge here. Mate is just like, how long can I survive? While mid lane, meanwhile, Legolas died. Not what you want as an Ezreal who's playing the weak side of the map right now, but never mind. KC Blue, while they're taking mid turret, top inner 2 is getting threatened down as well. This would make 3 turrets if Barça can find it.
Yeah, mid lane tier 1, top lane tier 1, and I think they're beating top lane tier 2 as well, but Slowku responds with the bot lane tier.
Territory at 3k. It's been held on. It hasn't properly reset. What is the patience of Atakan as Chocolate zones off, turns into a fight. Atakan goes down to Barça, and we're full on 5v5ing. White Knight ultis in, and Even though I'm a bit late in seeing, and I see a cyclone on top of Yukino's head. His house is going as far as maintenance, burning down. KC Blue winning the rest of the fight, but buying time is Chocolat. He kited back, now kiting in. Dega won it out with the lead he found earlier as well.
Mainter falls as well. We talked about how Barcelona loves to play every man for themselves because they have the mobility, they've got the agency to do that with these champions as well, and it does show in this team fight as well that they don't have to play any type of formation to win.
I mean, it's just been class, really. It's been messy, but it has become class out of the individual leads now picked up. 3 Dragons, by the way, from Barça as they're taking the last outer turret of their game down to the ground.
Had to be used right there, as you mentioned as well. And Slowq on the side lane, doing what Chovy would do best, trying to farm up. He's in a lot of trouble right there, especially having no flash. Death Cup completed though for Slowq, and let's see if they're going to look for a pick.
Also, Jake, he'll be like, what is this?
Whiten?
He went deep for this Solar Flare, taking time to die though. Here comes Chocolat to the rescue. Whiten might die here, but let's see what the consequences are. True Shot Barrage flowing through, and
a little bit crazy. Maybe it's taking some of my cells with it as well. As
Mid lane's down.
Chocolat just walks up, and Mainter's like, no way am I walking this burn first. Mainter comes in from a flank, but he's just going to stand behind. It's an objective bounty. It's at 5k, and this Dragon needs to be taken. KC Blue stand in front, Solar Flare. They get the bounty, but at what cost? Look at the hero's entrance. A 2-man knock-up in the backline as Thega is taking the world for himself. This monkey goes pop, and it ain't the first time this game. As he picks up his double, Mainter's left alone, and all for the Dragon. The fight's taken, but the game may be broken for KC Blue.
And if it wasn't bad that they were losing from the side of KCB without Galio joining, now that there's a level 16 Galio on their butts, it just makes it that much more hard. Legolas even flashed forward to find the pick onto Piero, which they're going to find eventually. And that's a free Baron right here for Barcelona, and a fantastic way to open up the base towards KCB.
And it's not the first time in this game they've pulled apart the fight. It's not the second or the third. I think it's like the 7th at this point. But again, Chocolat is dominating as Yukino looks for the hero steal. He's trying. He's got a good sidestep in him, but with a flash shield of Duran, he gets thwarted up. He'll ulti out, but stunned up. Means he goes nowhere but into the dirt. Legolas with one, and the Baron in their back pocket.
I think he was trying to ult in to the Baron pit.
Probably was.
But that was...
This could be the miracle they need, but with a seismic shove backwards, Maitner, even under his turret, is in trouble. A Pantheon ulti built short, and White Knight once again in the way. Set up, even though his ulti is cancelled, even though there's a shockwave. They just don't die in the Spanish community as Piero bops his way back in. You know Chocolat's there to pick up the prize. This Talia running the mid-diff, and Barça running KC Blue into the ground for game 1.
KCB were trying to find the backline, and Barcelona were just accelerating forward underneath their towers. Barcelona solidifying themselves with a 1-0 in the semifinals.
And what an entrance.
Wow.
What an entrance.
Taker didn't die the whole game.
Overextending, but this is an Enchantalist, no Nami, Lucian, and honestly, I'm not the biggest fan of it, especially since it's been nerfed.
Turned into a fight 4 versus 4, even without a flash on the Rel. Audacious Charge starts us off with Dredgeline as well. Taker's a little bit early. It's a crash down, a flash away already from the Barcelona jungle as Yukino's running for his life. It's still messy. 3xA gets over the wall, gets first blood. I'm going to duck onto Chocolat, who now flashes away. Blue buff gives level 2 for Yukino, and it's gone so horribly wrong for Barça. They can only try and salvage it, but Piero doesn't even die.
Made a flash right there as Legolas all on his lonesome down bot lane.
I've seen this before, stepping up to the wave with the support on the way. Dredgeline again. Piero just keeps hitting, but under turret, he goes a bit too deep. I think I said that before. From the jungler KC Blue, now give it to the support as White in for the chase up, the remount, the shattering strike. 3xA is getting autoed to death, and Legolas just has to simply step up. He flashes in to secure, and Barça are recovering the early game bit by bit. Yukino needs to find something because, again, this should be a done deal. White in. He's got the shield up. He wants to sacrifice his life. He will die in the end. Yukino ends up being Barça. I know that lots of toners will be like, look, we need more mid attention because Thega just loves mid. Abandons top. Maybe Barça will be happy with that. But again, there's no guarantee. It's just like, I guess so obvious, but
it's too obvious at this point,
and Pierre's like, nah, it's too obvious. So he walks in, gets crushed down, and we have a fight. There's a sign ulti as well that hits the corner. White Knight with a good decimating smash, but he's absconded upon. An ult stolen as well as the orb sent out, but it's not good enough. White Knight will die here for sure, but the FSR ult follows the playthrough. Chocolat dove in upon, and Mainter doing so much more in this game already. as Yukino denies the turret aggro. Meanwhile, junglers are fighting again, and Abscond Abduct Checklight walks into this, gets caught out, an ulti reset means a double kill. 5 kills for Yukino. We're seeing KC Blue as, I don't want to look, as 80 Carry's going to trade 1-for-1 under turret though. Hextech going to be ultied, but max out of range. The flash burn, the chaos ensues. Teleport bringing in. White Knight wants to kill. He's like, man, we've got to kill this Fortune. No mana, slowed down, decimating smash, the damage kaput, and Exa is just trying to buy time where he can. There is someone in that bush. I just saw a dog. Piero's missing. Checklight. Is he going to realize? Wait for the dredge line, wait for the setup. Again, it hits. Piero doesn't miss, and Slow Q hits him down. A kill finally to the mid lane.
Over and over again. And KCB right here, they're so much stronger. 2,000 gold lead onto this dog. Eclipse plus the pickaxe is going to have that black cleaver so fast. If the gold lead is through the mid jungle. Yukino and Slowq as they are looking for Mater.
Face checking. Oh, and the flash away. Not enough because White in. Magnet Storm to get the shutdown over to Legolas, and that's a much-needed kill here for a 3-0 Lucian, who is already skyrocketing. White Knight is going to be the trade on the other side of the map, though. Slow Q close to killing as turret shot won't dissuade Yukino. It's so easy to dive as an Neferi. The flash away, the ulti midway, but Yukino can just press the W button. The dogs are out. The second turret shot, not going to mean much about.
Neferi is immune. For this champion as well. And I feel like once Barcelona was like, wait. We cannot make trades in the mid lane. There's way too many people as well. Another kill going to Neferi. Now Black Cleaver completed is actually huge. That's a 2-item Neferi, 14 minutes.
Zones him off. Thega is isolated. Abscond Abduct doesn't connect to Slowq. Also isolated, but Checklight just walked in like a blind monk. He gives a reset over to Yukino, who now ready to run the back end of the fight. Thega runs back in, but an ulting dog once again pounces. He's isolated, left alone until the boys wrap around, send up the double. And Yukino runs the rift, the American.
French team, they are back. They're back off of the back of that mid-jungle duo that we mentioned earlier on and that we did praise in the desk earlier as well. And 3XA will take that mid lane tier 1 tower.
One intersection and that's it. As you know, Barcelona are trying to keep the game rolling, and at the very least to their credit, but a 4K gold disadvantage. Right now, these objective bounties get picked up with so much risk. KC Blue trying to stop it from happening. It's a turret trade in the end, Scout of the Week to get them away, but even though they minimize the gold, still, it's KC Blue's game. We're just living in it. And it is nice to see, considering game 1 felt like such a stomp after the first 15, 20 minutes of fighting. This time, it's almost a complete role reversal.
Yeah, and I'm not going to lie, I would have... Oh, hold up, Thager.
Yeah, he's in trouble. 3XA just gets him down to half HP. Dredgeline close as Yukino is caught out, but again, how much really? He gets into the Herald! Away from the Magnet Storm, and Legolas gets sent up. It's easy CC for the Ambassador to knock through. I mean, Yukino just absolutely styled on them. What more do you say than, that dog is out.
He dodged the Q from Rel with W, and then when Rel ults, because he missed the Q, he goes into the Rift Herald, untargetable to dodge that one too.
Yukino is 10-0-4, 14 out of 15 kill participation. Like, we are seeing some of the class of this jungler slap Barça a little bit silly, and this turret's going to go down with it. 5k gold lead, yes, there's a Sion ulti, Slow Q. He can actually steal this one, so he can get away himself. They're going to teleport in. Checkerlad needs a great Scout of the Week, but there's a Sion ulti, no Scout of the Week for you. He's out, and Slow Q drew the attention of 3.
Don't worry, this Sion is not scary, doesn't know how to build.
Oh, not Sunfire Cape. I think that is the worst item in the game. Sunfire Cape,
completing it actually, yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, I always prefer Cosmic Radiance and Mega Hard because mid's also open. Look at mid wave. It's a free turret. Barca are like, look, let's try and get the Artican. Let's try for something. White in finds nothing. A potential steal still on the cards as Yukino has his flash, his ulti, and everything up, and the kitchen sink available. Runs in, doesn't get it, and maybe an opportunity for the bullet time layering down as Mater now joins in. Legolas, the Fed member of Barca, can't play the game. On top, he's sat in the ground, he's put, and White Knight left alone without any food of the making. KC Blue, their game is still there as Mater's just looking for the last kill of the leftover ace.
Yeah, White in, he's trying to run away, but he's going to run into Slow Q. Main just chasing him as well. It's going to be like a matter of seconds until he goes down. And that was a 5-man pinch from from the side of KCB. There was a guy TPing in Tri-Bush. There was a guy coming from bot lane. There's a guy coming from the top river. And there was a guy coming from the Tri-Bush.
He's got 12 kill participation as well. If you want to look at the stats, just the numbers will tell you that this support is hitting. And I feel like Whiting in game 1 on this Leon. And rough to say, but as Flash, Dredgeline, and Commitment comes through with the White in ulti, culling as well. They're just trying to make this liability into something of a playmaker. White Knight's ulti sets up for Pierre to flash away. They're chasing this Nautilus, but he Dredgelines in. It's not even his last hurrah. There's a shutdown, a kill. Mainta isolated as well. Hang on a minute. Somehow, Barça have gotten a double shutdown. KC Blue need to chill out. Around Seoul, they're going to be denied the opportunity to pull up exactly that for another 5 minutes. They just gave over about 2,000 gold to a Syndra that's close to getting a scaling 120.
That was a position they want and play the fight however they will, right? Again, a very every man for themselves.
They got a scout of the week. They got a culling as well. Chicken flashes away. Whiting gets a double shattering strike and a shutdown. Look at Whiting. Sets up all of them to dive as a 5-man unit. Barça have exploded the French Revolution through KCB. Maintenance comes in. He brings in a bit of firepower himself. The solo lane is in to bring the fight back as Whiting can't get the crash down, and Slowq now popping up the ulti, the stolen one. Buys time. Maintenance as well somehow. The solo lanes of KC Blue brought it all back, and even though Maitner in game 1 didn't get to play much on this Ambessa, he damn sure as well makes himself known in game 2.
They have no anti-heal for the Sylas. Slowq sustained so much damage. He healed back up so much. If this was TFT, I'd say Sunfire is enough. But Sunfire does no anti-heal in this game. So KCB with their 2 bruisers, 1 AD, 1 AP, they come back in this fight. But Barcelona have been finding angles for picks when they're 5 and 6k behind. But right now it's going to become that much more difficult. Mountain Soul for KCB.
Shows a lot more too as Slowq's in the side lane. 3xA's going up mid. Baron is being looked at by Yukino just to make sure it's not started. And look at all the damage of these turrets. KC Blue just whittling him down while Barca are trying to commit to the Baron.
I mean, there's 4 members of Barcelona. Jekyll's going to TP, which means no one's really defending the towers. Slowq is TPing while taking tower damage.
Yeah, okay. He took a bit of turret damage at half HP. Doesn't care. They get the objective bounty, but now what? Barca committed 5 members as White Knight wants to find an escape, but they won't be let as Slowq cutting up the escape path again. This mid, Siles at the top of your screen. He's gone golden with 3xA, covering his front. Wide in, getting the back, and Slowq on a champion that can make plays. Now that's what I call a legendary mid.
And both sides of the map, the tower is gone. They have a mid wave, the mid lane wave, they have the bot lane wave, the inhibitors waiting. KCB could look to end right here.
It should be over, right? The death time is too much. Chekalat isolated, left alone, and it came down to a couple of plays. It got sketchy for a bit, but KC Blue get to finish what they started. I mean, you got to give props to Barca, but in the end, Slowq, Mainta, make sure this game sits on the edge of your seat for a little bit longer. We have a series this time. We have a best of 5. We have Chekalat dropping at the end of this one. But a 1-1. KC Blue come alive.
Damn. The mid-jungle duos fights by themselves.
True, very true.
They're going to have quite a bit of priority, so that is at least one thing, right? When you're playing the poke comp, you
might
need
only be a 600 gold lead, but for KC Blue, these lanes are still going swiftly. As
up.
I say that, though, the flash back. It's from Slowq, spiraling spare, blocked with a bit of damage, but saved with the support in Whiting coming up, getting first blood at 10.5 minutes. Piece of engage as well with his ulti up and available, gets zoned out. Dragon at 2k, running in for the steal taker, chops it and takes it for dinner. The ulti from Mainta, he runs in, he dives in, but he will regret that choice. He's the first kill of the battle as KC Blue need to get out. Their mana bars are ticking, their health bars are blowing, and White Knight is about to explode. A blast cone to save their life, while the range from Chekalat is in and just chomped it down. Like,
I feel like it's so difficult to steal a dragon from things like, you know, the old Lee Sin with the Q.
Flash.
Oh, Whiten.
Immediately.
No
Whiting.
Meganar.
He said it, and he'll get stunned up. Meganar getting close, but not enough. Slowq gets a kill, and Yukino flashed over the wall like a baller just to pull off an ult.
But top lane, there's 3 members, and no one's main turret.
We're speeding up a bit.
When you punish one top laner, the other one's on the trouble as well.
The other.
Yeah.
But at least Mainta is paying respect, right? Like, they got on a ward, so they know everyone's up here. The cross-map play is big. We're going to let Slowq push with triple grubs. And meanwhile, Herald's going to go down and give it over to Barca.
Yeah, I feel like White Knight did not necessarily respect the fact that he has no TP to get back out there. His whole team was playing for topside to play for the Herald, so inevitably KCB, if they didn't want to play for the Herald, they would play to punish that top lane, and exactly what happened now. Slowq gets to cash in on another tower, and that was a Jace that was really struggling in lane today.
We start approaching the emphasis of this dragon coming up as this turret is well being pushed. Slowq now, he got 2 turrets and he got the kill. And that was a 1k gold lead between him and Shekalad, now dead even. Almost second item picked up for this Jace as well, so range starts becoming more of a consideration as Barça just got a bit of gold injection while I'm yapping away there. Getting that bot lane turret opens things up while Yukino tries to defend mid. He's caught off on the side though. There's a quickness, wants to get out, but that's disrespect. Don't know how Yukino got caught there. Classic. The ones that the Beavers control in Narnia that they decide to open. No, that's nothing. That's the wrong movie.
Great analogy.
That's the wrong movie. The ice melted.
Herald's going to be spawned in the mid lane by Barcelona as they're looking to gain some priority over mid. Potentially get the tower as well. Super low. If that bops onto the tower, you take that mid lane tower, which means you can actually create a lot more pressure by pushing the waves a little bit deeper onto that mid lane. Here goes the tower, and now especially pushing that that mid lane wave. You can dip inside that river. Where is Gnar? What's the bar? That's a mini Gnar from White Knight sitting all the way in base, and that's exactly what we're talking about when we say we need that Mega Gnar to actually create pressure. Main 30 pin on the other side, he's looking for a flank.
He is spotted out by a ward though as White in is face checking right now in a perfect position. They didn't spot him out, trying to zone off while Dragon number 3 is going to go down, but the fight starts with a lilting lullaby. The feathers are out again from Legolas. He gets the root, he flashes back, and Mainta's dead. He's isolated, and KC Blue have lost their top laner. They have to run for the hills. Kastega on the chase, waiting for his pillar. Again, CC from Chekalad. Amazing. The Gnar into the wall comes up, and it's enough from White Knight. But Chekalad controlling the fight with his jungler makes it a done deal. As Slowq is the new target. Has to flash away. Yukino hovers on the right wing, but Barça have already done the damage. They've got enough to start Atakan alongside.
Yeah, they were looking potentially to grab Yukino or at least Slowq to make it 100% easy for them to take the Atakan. But Slowq and Yukino, they cannot walk in, especially Slowq, no flash available to him as well. They got the Mango from the river as well from Sort of Barcelona, so they healed up a bunch of their HP.
Mango.
That is a third dragon.
As well, and Legolas in this game.
It's a lot of burn.
I feel like last game, Legolas had a lead and we criticized a little bit, but in this game, the quick cleanses, the quick ultis, like this Xayah has been playing very good at being a rage bait for KC Blue to run into. Him and Chekalad, as you can see, doing the damage. Really good utility as well as Chekalad I just talked about. Sidestepping though was unreal. He walks away from the wind despite and figures out he's alive. Look at the TP. It's a collapse. It's a crunch. It's a munch. And KC Blue will watch for dinner. Spiraling Spear out of range though. So giving a bit more time as Slowq runs into the trundle. 3XA decided to come from the flank, but that guy is definitely on a jet to death. As Maiden tried to do the same thing, but again, what's he gonna do now? Thager on the chase, a pillar out, and this trundle with Trinity Force does so much damage and takes none. This chase will go for a while, but again, Barça have just soaked up the sun of 3 glorious kills.
I mean, they're just lucky they have moved the
around
barn.
Support, and there's a lot of cool options to play around with Chekalad when this is the whole comp as Mainta. Has to pause me because as we talk about options, there you go. It's the engage. And as I said, play around Chekalad. Guess what? He's teleported in for some of the fun. He won't be a part of it in the end as Thager picks up kill number 5, but as I was just saying, look how easy it is for them to just press buttons and find a pick.
Yeah, Thager and Checo have been having another fantastic game with White, of course, chipping in on the engages.
10 out of 10 KP.
Absolutely. Incredible stuff. And again, when a mid-jungle duo gets going through the help of Whiting as well, I feel like Barcelona are unstoppable. They found Slowq as well.
He's got no flash. He's just dead again. Chekalad from range takes that one, and Inner Turret will drop with it as well. Look at where Yukino is. He's like, guys, don't worry. I'll get some CS. I'll try and get from Barça because they're going to start this dragon up at the edge of range of patience as well. Yukino wants a steal angle, but on a ward, they know exactly where he is.
He's feeding him Mega Gnar bar as well.
Just, yeah, you're right. Mega's going to be their perfect timing. Ocean Soul given over. Yukino now spotted again. And Barça looking for the slow. White-In looking for the moves, and he'll get a knock-up alongside. White-In now about to go into Mega. There's Sleep, and it will slow down the play a little bit, but Barça now have an Ocean Soul. They are unkillable.
That was so sad to watch. They just walked in, fed the Nara, Mega Nara bar,
dear
and they just
Lord.
walked out. There's just no avenues for KCB to play this game, and Barcelona just running them over.
Spain step away from getting themselves to match point, from getting themselves another match against Lost Ratones. That must have been the group of power then, you know? Lost Ratones, their loss came to put them in the lower bracket from this team. And we saw that best of, and it's already at yellow. So right now, the zone control is there. Meanwhile, 3XA decides to kamikaze in solo. What other choice do you have, I guess? It's 4 versus 5 is what you're left with. Overall, White Knight with a triple up against the wall. He'll bridge them all. Legolas on a rampage. The rest of the fight is done. And Spain is about to move to match point to silence the French lovers.
Barcelona with one last kill right here from Checolat, the burn. He knows he's gonna take Yukino down, not quiet.
Run, it's Bambi, except it's dinner time. Oh my God, venison tonight.
Checolat takes him down. And the saddest thing about this game is that Whitenet is the only kill KCB have gotten this
Barca
entire...
have now got Baron. They're a 9k gold ahead, and mid just seems to be the due diligence as the dive begins, and sticking around. 3XA is having a stinker right this game. Lilting Lullaby onto 2, maybe an opportunity. Yukino get some good damage down and onto Whiten. Mainta follows up with a flash of his own. He wants to dive, but he runs out of ulti. Ocean Soul seems to be the embrace that Barca love to play with. Yukino channels through as well, but his camp's not his own. There's the ace, there's the game, and match point. KC Blue French favorites, but Spain has their number, it seems, in the series. A 2-on-1, and Barca slapped them silly in game 3.
KCB backs against the wall. Honestly, it's been...
Whereas you have a lot of playmaking, but I do feel like Jinx is a bit left out to dry.
It is
chunked, low on mana, low on HP.
And he got the knock up as well. Safeguard, the flash doesn't save the day, but the flash away will not do the same. Instead, first blood goes over to KC Blue. Now it's up to this Lee Sin to get a 1 versus 2 down. Safeguard though, after a Sonic Wave, Resonating Strike gets the kill. Yukino a second time, couldn't save the day, and he's gonna die to top it off from a great roam.
Only can they find White Knight with no flash.
Counter-Strike hits, and again, there's the ulti. White Knight in trouble, and Permafrost gonna secure the deal. No Q, waits for the Arctic Assault, and Yukino picks up the kill. Number 2 for him, and top is getting a lot of attention this game.
Yeah, I would rather having the Jax grab that kill right there instead of the Sejuani.
I agree.
Sure, it's Yukino getting ahead, but it's Yukino getting ahead on a tank this time around, and there's a bunch of champions that can shred that tank on the side of Barcelona. Whilst Barcelona lose 1 kill, they do trade away for that Dragon, which in my opinion is more important when you have an early game team.
It's also resetting though. Maybe it gives them a little bit more time to catch back up as, yep, reset. KC Blue only get 1 for now.
Level 6 on that Sejuani, and Checolat has now pushed that mid lane.
White in, engage onto the Blitzcrank. The charm from Checolat finds the perfect angle, and the kill starts a 1-for-1. But Thega now has his time in the sun with Yukino. Slowky hitting from the side, but look at the angle. Checolat gets his Orb of Deception at max range. 1 more in the ulti too. The charm almost connecting as the curtain call needs a kill, needs something. Orb of Deception indeed as Deadly Forest to respond. Checolat might have to flash out over the wall, but he doesn't. But the charm doesn't matter. He picks up the kill. His ulti's run out of charges just outside the window as Maintena gets a response.
Health through the Trinity Force.
Hit.
Uh-oh.
It's a nice route as well, and the hook makes it a done deal. Kill given over to 3XA. Nice chain of CC. It's just a foregone conclusion. White Knight is going to have to get the Bounce treatment. Clearing the way first. Again, that's the first step. He does do exactly that, but the dive is absolute. The kill is done as well. 1 minion left in the process. Some plates will go down. Up to the Ben top with the next push. That is going to be the last of the plates here as Yukino turns it into a miss. I see X-Smithy here. Knock up though, covers it, and White in is just going to be dead. 4 shot again, 3XA. Big way on the board.
And Azir that you can really just beat through the Cho'Gath as well.
Oh, amazing jump. The damage huge as well. Piero gets a hook on his way out though, and Thega trying to escape, but he's kept in place. The CC lasting a few years.
And that top lane tower so heavily. That's a Cho'Gath.
It is a Cho'Gath. The hook though, still good. It chunks the damage. Jumping in with an ulti is Maintena, and they're going to find the first target. That's White in with the Glacial Prison. The flash forward, Maintena gets no more. 5 members top for K. They just don't have a Jinx with items yet.
I'd love to see a play here from Thager, try to get some something through. You see
pick, yeah.
slow Q, doesn't have flash, does not have his ultimate available. KCB are gonna use the Rift Throw right here for the classic tactic. We're gonna put him mid, push the tower, get priority through mid lane, and then walk down river to try and take some advantage of that push for the next Dragon. However, White Knight is going to sort of cover the gates and not let them pass as Barcelona are looking for the third.
Getting excited is Legolas. That enables him to join the team. Maintenance going to get the push out in bot. Dragon still a big contest as 3XA tries to get the push in mid, but that means Barça are going to get towards Dragon first. Chocolate on a flank. I'm watching this Ari, ladies and gentlemen. We even get the picture on the side. Wide in, glorious ult the charm onto jungler as well. Dragon foregoing conclusion as they just fight one. Getting excited to Jinxes. KC can't get out. Charm doesn't connect in the main side. Maintenance caught out. Twisted advances, glorious. White Knight sends him skyward. Jumping on one. Counter-strike flashed away from Legolas. Is free firing. This guy with the perfectly timed flash is part of the Rohirrim.
Barcelona turn it up.
Almost 2 items too. It's big. 3XA also lost his cleanse in the last fight. He's punished for it. Wide in, he's going to take the kill with the Bramble Smash, unfortunately, but a 3XA.
He's going to push that mid lane wave as well. Does have TP to join.
Piero.
Instant TP coming through from
he
Chocolate.
gets wide in. That's nice. Over the wall, twisted advance is all you can do for now. Nature's Grass sets up 3 though. The Azir oldest disengaged, gets wide in out, but look, Daker just sits here while Ari over the wall fires in. Piero with a sonic wave on his head will not be taken. While Atakan, small reset, small patience, deep brief. At 9k, he'll return again. Piero wants the hook, but even though Maiten is opening up the map, trying to TP in for an angle, Atakan is still being looked at. Charm misses though. Not good from Chocolate, but he's going to rejoin the fight at 2.5. Maitner in the middle of the fight himself. He gets the flash in. Atakan though is taken down, and now we ensue again. Safeguard, reset, Legolas again. Free firing. Maitner runs. All he can do is just buy time because he'll be sent up, he'll be zapped, he'll be given a reset. 3XA will get a bot, but Chocolate is running the game. The smartest fox on the Rift will die, but 3XA in close quarters as well.
That was a huge shutdown for the Jin as well. So many kills going over to Chocolate. 3XA gets that reward, but Samar shred in his inventory. They're looking for White and Chocolate.
They are, but Nature's Grasp, it's not good. Yukino going to get silenced down. White Knight devours him. Legolas on a rampage. And again, he's hitting every damn shot. I can see it. The bow, the arrow, the Orcs running for their lives because KC Blue have erupted. They've been destroyed, distraught, and Barça have blown them to bits.
The Spanish team with an ace right here and the soul for themselves. And what another fantastic fight. Huge credit to Whiting for this Maokai pick. His ultimates have been game-defining. He puts them in such an angle that he completely breaks apart formation for KCB. And if KCB don't play front to back, they cannot play these fights. Barcelona come out on top every time.
That was a 4K gold swing, a soul mid-tower.
A few times right here, as maybe Yukino has as well. They're looking for
Charm
slow Q.
connects again. Rely on Mr. Chocolate. Oh, he tastes so sweet. He flashes all the deception, and you'll take that for dessert. With Chocolate opening up, Maitner teleports, but it's going to be late. It's going to be without his team. Charm this time doesn't connect. A safeguard sonic wave rather into a resonating strike, waiting for a bit more damage to come through as Chocolate waits the cooldowns, but he's got no one. Maitner isolated in front of the Baron. An easy turn to seal the deal for Barça.
And remember, KCB had blue side B1. They could choose Azir or Ari, and they chose Azir. Chocolate said bet. That's what I wanted anyway. Fantastic performance so far. Absolutely game-breaking. And right here, KCB are finding themselves
losing out on MSI from Spring as well. You're an organization with a lot of merits, with a lot of expectations. You're not hitting the top. You're not hitting those expectations. And Barça, the first seed of Spain, is taking to the court right now as Chocolate jumps in. Baited out is his ultimate, which might be a win here for KCB. Yukino's there as well. They're trying to dive on him, but mid-tower with the Baron buff is going to be the stops it with an ulti.
no flash, no ult.
Chocolate is going to do some damage on the way out, but he should be dying here with a hook in. It's a nice pick for how rough the game is looking for KC Blue.
Shut down as well. It's a very slippery champion. And you're gonna need a lot of friends to make it stick. Chocolate.
Though, he's not slippery if he gets rooted down. Charm
He's
comes
gone.
out, but he's dead. Big mistake from the Polish mid laner.
They got the Maokai right here as well as the Juani ult, but fantastic Maokai ult to dissuade the situation. And now KCB have the chance to establish control. It's a 1-minute timer still till Elder. Yes, they made the pick, but they can't get anything massive with
They're
it.
backing in this Brusher. Len spots him out. It's White in. All it takes is a deadly flourish, and they've found it. A hook in as well. Barça have thrown 2 members, and this time
Right here, wait for the ultimate to run out from the sort of check. You don't need to overforce. You
running
don't
in,
need to overforce.
Yukino ran in, he missed his ulti. White Knight is face checking though, getting hit by an Azir. Spacing is good as the flash away from the big dinosaur, but look, White in, jumping in, zone controlling onto Maitner. It's a hex flash, it's rather a flash in. He's dead. Meanwhile, the hook does it again. It does it again. Thega running in though, takes care of business as the Ari is doing the rest. A double already for the Jinx, and while KC Blue caught them at a blunder, Barça got to buy their own space.
Legolas should not be able to free hit in this composition. No tanks, no frontline, but no one was touching him from KCB. All they had to do was be patient and then they threw it away.
It was close. KC Blue had the space for themselves, but Barça got a reset over to Legolas, and Ocean Soul made all the difference in the end. They can't survive, and history's going to repeat. Spain is the Achilles heel of France this split. It started with MCOY, it started in the LEC with MSI, and again getting so close to the finals. It is Spain and Barça that knocks them down a peg and keeps France from seeing England in the grand